What's going on, Cancer? And welcome to the Chariot Friends. Justin here, and I hope you're feeling fantastic today. So, for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really is just the greatest, Cancer, and it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm glad you're happy to be here, and I'm happy for you as well, and that your higher self has brought you here. We are in for an amazing journey. So Cancer, the purpose of this channel for those of you who have Cancer in your placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, wherever, Cancer, this one's for you. And I do tarot card spreads based off our ruler here, the good old Moon. And I'll talk about what sign she's in, what phase she's in, and when she's going void, of course, just all of those lunar shenanigans. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one. So take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me. Never force a reading on a situation, and everything will be dope, Cancer. Now, let's jump into it. Your space has been cleansed. Gems, feeling lovely. Just great energy all around here, Cancer. So, Cancer, the moon is going void of course today. She actually went void of course pretty early today. I feel like she goes void of course in Taurus pretty early. But she went void of course at 3:05 in the morning, and that's going to be Central Time. And she won't be entering Gemini until Saturday, the 22nd at 5:10 in the morning, and that's so we're looking at about a 26-hour and 5-minute void of course that time there, Cancer. But the lovely thing about the void of course time, this is a great time for recharging your batteries, doing some meditation, some introspective work. It's a time as well. You may notice that your plans may be subject to unexpected changes, and that people may be less likely to make decisions during this time. So just something to be aware of, Cancer. And then with the moon being, we're still going to talk about the moon in Taurus since that's dominating the majority of the energy today. With the moon in Taurus, this is a very dope placement for the moon. You know, the moon feels outside of our own sign, Cancer. The moon is exalted in Taurus, so she feels like this is the next best placement after our own there. And the moon in Taurus might bring about like feelings of like focusing on our security. You know, you might be feeling a little more kind of sensual energy at this time. You know, because Taurus deals with like the material realm and the finer things in life. And you may notice that too, Cancer. You might indulge in a little bit. Might be feeling a little snacky. That's one of my things I noticed during the Taurus moon. But you may also notice, Cancer, that you might be a little stubborn at some point, you know, because Taurus is fixed energy. So just something to be mindful of. But also, the moon is in a new moon phase, Cancer. We're still in that new moon cycle. So thinking about what seeds do you want to plant? You know, this is a time of limitless possibilities, and just like going forward for like the next, really, just forever, Cancer, just thinking about planting seeds, but also just like for the next 6 months. You know, this is a really good time to really start thinking about some investments, really to the end of the year, Cancer, until, you know, Pluto, I feel like, really moves into Aquarius, and then things really start picking up. But be thinking about this stuff, you know, clarifying your intentions and thinking about what new beginnings and what the highest vibrational Cancer looks like. And then last couple things. These readings that I do, they're not gender-specific readings, so apply these energies to people as they make sense for your situations. And the decks that I'm working with, I've included links for them down in the description box below, so definitely check that out if you're interested there, Cancer. Ooh, Cancer, look at you. I see you working with the sensual energy here. All right, Cancer, you got the 6th card of Scorpio here, which is the bedroom card. And with the bedroom card, this is a card of sexual fulfillment, intimacy, sensual pleasure, love affair, sleep, contentment, leisure, nap, sleep on it, alone time, oasis, retiring, dream time, astral travel, and call it a day. Now, I will say with this, Cancer, especially since, you know, we're in Taurus season right now, and, you know, moon being in Taurus, it really is very sensual energy. So, I mean, this is something that, you know, if we're thinking about maybe doing like a date night, maybe on Friday, something along those lines, or maybe want to go out and about, maybe do a little light flirting or something along those lines, Cancer, you know, this is good energy for it. I mean, you know, best be mindful of our energies, but this is a great time for it. it. And I feel like, really enjoy the moment, Cancer, especially if we have any sort of like dates or anything set up. Taurus energy really calls us to be present and just really indulge and be just very in the moment. But also, Cancer, just thinking with this, like the leisure, alone time, sleep on it. Taurus is very much, when they're going to invest in something, they're going to do like this bed here. That is very, I feel like that's very Taurus. Like if we're going to invest in it, we're going to have the lovely pillows. This probably has like a high thread count. And we got drapes. There's a duvet, I'm sure, somewhere down there, little decorated pillows. But all that to say, Cancer, if we take this time, going into the weekend, do some things to treat yourself, and just like making that a routine, Cancer, just doing little things, whether that be, maybe we're taking a time to have a nap or anything that you find leisurely, maybe reading a book, maybe taking a bath, whatever that's looking like, maybe just whatever that's looking like, Cancer. But let's see how we can work with this energy here. Oh, fun fact, Cancer. So just a little sidebar, when I decide whether to do reversals or not, I just go really based off like whatever the deck, I'll look through the booklets and things and kind of scroll through that. Turns out no reversals on this one. So going forward, we're not going to do reversals, but it won't really affect the message too much, Cancer. We'll still, because you know me, I'm going to cover all the bases. And you have a couple of decks exclusively for you that are like that. I think the Dreaming Moons and the Everyday Witch one is one there. Oh, interesting, Cancer. Oh, they're flying out here. All right, let's see what we got here, Cancer. Whoa, Wand City. And you know what? I'm with that. Okay, interesting, because you got the Page of Wands, the King of Wands, the Ten of Wands, and then the Ace of Coins. And so, Cancer, I feel like with the Ace of Coins popping up, I just thinking with that more with like the leisure, the alone time, the retiring, I feel like that, just finding a way to, if we've been feeling like we haven't made enough time for self-care or anything along those lines, or if we've been feeling like maybe we've been cranking really hard, as far as like maybe there's been a lot that we've been working on, maybe with projects, maybe with work, maybe we've been busy socializing, maybe meeting up with family, friends. Just thinking if you've been juggling a lot, Cancer, just be mindful with this Ace of Coins here. Be mindful of your energy, because the Ace of Pentacles, the Pentacles deal with more than just your finances. They can deal with your health, your material resources, your manifestation. And when we're not taking this time to take care of ourselves in between, doing what we're doing, Cancer, and I'm just thinking with the Ten of Wands, if we get to a place of burnout and try to push through that, that's going to affect, your energy overall. And I feel like with the King of Wands, this is saying, let's figure out a way, if we have been noticing that we've been kind of running on E as of late, or really been kind of like pushing ourselves to the limits here, where that's like, I'm not saying you can't push yourself, Cancer, but make sure that you're doing an equal amount of resting with that. And I feel like, this is a good energy for you to, or at least the energies are kind of indicating, let's find out how we can work more efficiently with our energies. Because like, listen, Cancer, Sun in Cancer, I know when we really get set on something, we will pour our hearts into it and just give it our all, which is, it's dope. But we just want to be mindful from time to time to remember to check in with ourselves. How is our energy doing? Because it really, Cancer, where you might be able to push through right now, over time, you keep cranking like that, that is going to affect the quality, not even just your ability, but just the quality of your manifestations as well. Because it's not to say that abundance won't come to you if you push, but it's one, we won't be able to appreciate it fully because we'll be exhausted, but also it's just like, we want to be able to get like 100%, like of Ace of, like, how do I want to put this? I feel like that you're only going to get back what you have to give. And you know, after a while, you know, you can, when we start running on fumes, Cancer, that's just going to get difficult over time. So just making sure that we're resting up, and you know, not taking this energy for granted, you know, and just being intentional with where we're pouring our energies into. Okay, Cancer. Let's see what else we have. But it is interesting, Cancer, just because thinking that, because we had the King of Wands yesterday, and I'm just thinking with this King of Wands, you know, just, it may be a great time for some of you just to think about maybe if we've noticed that we've, how do I want to put this? I almost feel like if we've noticed that we've had like a lot of energy, maybe thinking about starting up some ways to expend that, you know, like maybe picking up a new hobby or something along those lines, you know, because even thinking like with the retiring, you know, maybe some of us, if maybe we're just getting into retirement or something, we're trying to figure out how to fill up this new cycle, you know, think about these type of things. What are some things that you've wanted to do up until this point that maybe we've put off to the side here? You know, these new beginnings, they can be projects from the past that we know that we're coming now with a new perspective. So that's just something to think about too, Cancer. Wow, Cancer. Okay, you got oh, that's really beautiful. I love it. You got the Ace of Cups here, Cancer. And with this, you know, really just making sure that we're just filling up all of our cups, really tuning into your energy here, and just making sure, because this is very nurturing here, just this Ace of Coin, just like earth and water energy. You know, that's something where we got to tend to our soil, Cancer, that, like talking about us, and making sure that if the ground is feeling a little dry, you know, if we've been working really hard, you know, fill up those cups. But also, you know, if we've been thinking, even a little bit bigger, Cancer, you know, if there are some ideas that you've even been, you know, been kind of sitting on, you know, whether this is maybe starting a new project, or maybe, you know, like maybe even starting like a side hustle, maybe even possibly like a career change, you know, it's dream time. You know, be thinking about this stuff, because we know we got Saturn and Pisces right now. So this is great energy, especially you bringing these aces here. This is like, I mean, your security to the max. So be thinking about stuff like that, Cancer. If there's something that you've been wanting to, been cooking up in the mix here, don't worry about because something that might deter us from that is that sometimes when we think about these new beginnings, you know, there might be a lot of work that might need to be put in at first. You know, maybe we're learning new skills, maybe we got to get materials, whatever that is. But don't think about the hard stuff, Cancer. Think about the fulfillment, especially if this is something that, you know, is possibly speaking to you, that get you excited. Definitely pour your energy into that and see where that takes you. Be mindful of it, but I feel like that, especially going towards this type of fulfillment here, even this 10 of Wands here, when you're pursuing this thing, it won't even feel like a burden. If anything, it'll be like this. It's almost like I feel like the task will rejuvenate you, Cancer. So just something to be in mind, especially with where the energies are at right now. We can definitely start thinking about these plans and getting that ball rolling, Cancer. All right, Cancer, let's see what are some challenges that may come up with working with this energy. Wow, Cancer. All right. So you got the heat, still heating up. You got the Two of Wands here. And with the Two of Wands, Cancer, this is like, you see this little lizard here? Two-headed lizard on top of that. They're at a crossroads. And this is like, I feel like with this energy, Cancer, you know, some things that might come up if we're thinking about this stuff, you know, like when we're thinking about our fulfillments and, you know, what road do we want to take down? Does this make sense, you know, financially, or, you know, for my family, or whatever we're might be juggling. Take some time and really don't feel like you have to rush these decisions, Cancer. You know, really sit with this stuff. This is why we King of Wands. We sit there and get a game plan. We map this stuff out. We weigh pros and cons. That's just if we're thinking about maybe starting up something. And this could literally be whatever, a business, a new hobby, any sort of like, you know, self-improvement things. But here's the thing, Cancer. I feel like regardless of what this is, really, if this is something that is going to get you where you know down the line this is going to raise your vibration and it's going to, yeah, just really just get you the ultimate fulfillment here, you know, give it a try. You know, I feel like this is a great time to, when I'm thinking about taking a risk, you know, because it's like we want to take a calculated risk, but you know, we want to give this stuff a chance. And I know that may seem like a no-brainer, like, of course, to pursue the things that we love. But, you know, sometimes we get in this place where, you know, we think like we may not have enough time. We have work, we have bills, you know, or maybe we'll get started and then maybe something will happen and then we'll get derailed and then never pick it back up. So I just, you know, Cancer, and if that's something that's resonating with you, I say like, and there's something that you've been trying to maybe either want to start up or maybe even revisit, I'd say, Cancer, give that a try and see where that leads you, because I feel like that this could be something that would invigorate you, you know, give you more energy. You know, maybe this is something where, yeah, just something to think about, Cancer. Let's see what else we have. Okay, Cancer, let's see what else we have here. Wow, Cancer. All right, you did something like this like maybe a couple months ago. And you know, Cancer, because you're racking up aces now. You got the Ace of Wands here, and then you got the Six of Swords. And you know, Cancer, oh, I love the Six of Swords, because that's what I'm like, I feel like that, Cancer, just see, if you see these birds here, like they're celebrating graduation. And, you know, Cancer, I feel that with the Ace of Wands and this Six of Swords, I feel like that it almost feels like that, if something has been like speaking to you, Cancer, like it just really, if you've had some kind of like urge to just start up something fresh or, you know, to begin a new experience, this feels like this is a great energy to get. And Cancer, this doesn't have to be anything, you know, like, you know, massive. Even just thinking about like, if you wanted to just make it a thing to just like, you know, walk around the block every day, or maybe making it a point to just like read in the evenings or something along those lines. Maybe whatever this is, I feel like that this energy, you know, just with all these aces are just like saying, Cancer, let's start taking action towards more things that have you feeling stable, get you feeling, you know, get your feeling just like your emotions are well, and that your intuition is sharp, and that you're just feeling all in line here, and that you're feeling invigorated, and that you're feeling motivated. And yeah, I really feel like that if there's been something, maybe, Cancer, that's been holding you down, maybe some burdens or anything along those lines, or just like, yeah, really, or we just been feeling like things have been kind of stuck in a rut, you know? This Page of Wands, let's go out and explore. Let's go be spontaneous. Let's go create. Let's go learn a new skill. Let's go learn to juggle, Cancer, or whatever, Cancer. But yeah, just really, I really feel like that this energy is saying, let's bring in something to get you to celebrate, Cancer. Just thinking with how the Six of Swords is. I like that. All right, Cancer. Let's get some advice from Venus. All right, Cancer. Because, yeah, absolutely. You got the Ten of Cups here, Cancer. And really, this reading is, what a great thing to think about going into the weekend. And you know what? Not even just thinking about this stuff, Cancer. I really feel like just doing, maybe even this weekend, you know, just like because maybe some of us too, just thinking about how, because the Ten of Cups can be like a, kind of almost like a community card, like a happy family, happy, this gives you like happy friends, just happy relationships and great vibes. Ace of Cups, everyone's sharing an Ace of Cups. But just thinking with this bedroom card, if some of us have been maybe cooped up, maybe we've been, whatever that is, maybe you've been reflecting, maybe we've been thinking about this stuff, and that's all great, Cancer. Every now and again, it's good to get outside and just be amongst the energy, socialize. Venus is in Gemini right now, and Venus will be eventually moving into our sign soon. But this is a great time, Cancer, to just surround yourself with love in what you do, in the people that you're around, and really, I feel like make the most of these, like, yeah, really make the most of this. Just like be really present in these situations. Because the moon will be, moving into Gemini over the weekend. So look at that, more social energy, more communication. Just thinking about that, Cancer. We could talk about that a little bit. But this feels like, Cancer, just really doing something, to just celebrate and to feel good, and just like let's celebrate new beginnings. And and maybe that's something too. Maybe we get all together, maybe you host a little get together or something along those lines. Let's talk about what you all have planned for this next eclipse cycle, or whatever, Cancer. But yeah, just doing some more stuff that that just makes you feel fulfilled, carving out little pockets of time for that. Well, I like that. All right, Cancer, last little bit here. I love it. This card is all these cards are so cute, Cancer. I gotta remember to include this in the description box below. But Cancer, you got the Three of Coins. So you see this like three little raccoons in this hood. I can't. But with the Three of Coins, Cancer, this is a card of just really all these energies are like, this feels like either, even if we don't get with a group, Cancer, maybe either getting with like a friend or a loved one, or maybe even some co-workers possibly, and just really taking a moment and just like celebrating, because I feel like with where the times have been, things have been feeling kind of precarious and uncertain, and this would be, I feel like, a good time to bring some hope into the mix, and bring some fun and some laughter and some joy and some, because I feel like that can be an oasis too, just like with this bed card, just thinking about that, just doing just like leisurely thing. This is what perfect leisure. And Cancer, even if we don't end up hitting up anyone, just making sure, just doing some stuff for you, even if, I get if we're not quite feeling social yet, but just doing some loving things for yourself, Cancer. I feel like it's going to get your energy in a good place, get you inspired, get you motivated to just tackle whatever it is, whatever new opportunities might even come, get inspired or whatever, Cancer. So I'm gonna leave that there. That was lovely, Cancer. Yeah, that's see what happens when we self-care. Brilliance happens here. Three of a kind, Cancer, all these aces. I'm with it. But Cancer, give it a thumbs up. Let's help spread these aces around. Let's get Cancer getting on self-care. And then share this, Cancer, if you know someone who might be resonating with this, or might be needing to get out there and socialize or something along those lines, or maybe even just doing a little self-care, taking like an empress sabbatical. But while you're amongst your friends, if you happen to be hanging out with people, share it, tell them to subscribe, hit that bell button to get notified when I release videos each day. And then as far as, I'm on this app Insight Timer right now. That's how I've been 10 of Cups. That's where, at least where one of the places I'm trying to build a community. And with this app, it's a meditation app, Insight Timer, and I created a group on there called Zodiacs Raising the Vibration. And it's just a group to drop like positive affirmations, things to get you towards Ace of Cups, Ace of Coins, 10 of Cups, drops, encouraging messages, and, you to drop your own. And then as the group grows, I want to schedule like different meditations, and it'll just be a great old time. And again, that's on the app Insight Timer, and the group is Zodiacs Raising the Vibration. That's all in the description box, Cancer. And then lastly, check your sun, your moon, your rising, check your chart, Cancer. And then come on over to my other channel, Alchemist 8. I do weekly videos there, monthly videos there, and I just started kicking off with Aries season. I just did Tauruses yesterday, but I've started even doing like solar return spreads or like birthday spreads. So I'm trying to decide, Cancer, if I'm going to include yours on this channel, if I'm going to include it on the other one. I'm still weighing that one out, but all that housekeeping down in the description box below. But nature my problem. Let me get your surprise card here. Wow, Cancer. So I can get you growing. Because you got the Judgment card here. And let me get your Oracle card, because the only reason I kind of paused with that, Cancer, because this is Pluto's card. And when we think about Judgment, this is about that next level, thinking about transformation and change and getting into that higher vibration, higher vibrational Cancer. So just thinking, just because you had because I don't remember if we had the Page of Wands, but I know for sure I think we had the King of Wands and the Judgment card yesterday. So just be thinking about that, Cancer, over the weekend. How do you want to come into your King of Wands energy? What self-care things, what areas do we want to get more secure in? All of that. Be thinking about this, Cancer. It's going to be important, going forward, just something to think about. Well, let's see. Let's get your herbal oracle card here. Love these cards. Oh, I'm with it. All right, so you got the Mugwort in reverse. Oh, is it Mugwort? Yeah, Mugwort in reverse here. And I've only worked with Mugwort maybe with years ago. But Mugwort, this card is a card of psychic healing, and so this is what better way than to do some psychic healing, than to do some loving things for yourself, Cancer. Give yourself in a nurturing space, do some creative things, get yourself zen, maybe have some nice relaxing music, maybe make yourself a cup of tea. And keep in mind, Cancer, I want to be mindful with these cards. I thought about these cards for us just because, we're, Cancerian is very nurturing, and, I'm a big fan of preventative maintenance and, looking up different herbs like this. I feel like anything to add to our repertoire is, for me is a bonus. But, but something to think about. If we've been feeling maybe a little disconnected, maybe from source, or a little frazzled, or anything along those lines, Cancer, take that time, do that healing, recharge your batteries, void, of course, okay? It's important here. We gotta keep that third eye sharp. Keep that wisdom growing. So I'm with it, Cancer. So you stay safe out there, and you really kick back, because the moon is going void, of course, early. So do the same, Cancer. Kick back with the moon and enjoy this energy, and enjoy the weekend, Cancer. And I will catch you on the next one, Monday.